I wasn't here. Sometimes you just get to come and sit on it. I have various types of but on a more serious note, I'm an executive director of
Africa Fintech Foundry actually works to basically identify and drive digital innovation that originates within Africa to the world, and also bring global innovations back to Africa. So it's about innovation, number one. It's about digital, number two. It's about Africans finding solutions to African problems, number three. But it's also about the world bringing solutions that can actually fix and help and develop African problems. So it's all of those four in there. That's our vision here. And AFF is powered by Access Bank. There are probably four strands to what we do here. The first one is we have an accelerator program where we find startups, and the startups have to compete to be the best at popular. Yeah, and we put them through a very, very robust acceleration program. And they come in with a value of X, and by the time they come out, they'll be at a value of X raised to the power of Y. So you can determine whether Y is 0 or 0.99 or 100 as a way. And it's a very robust program. The second part of what we stand for is innovation. So the innovation comes in many forms really. Get good ideas and new ideas that can actually help businesses and the world, yeah, and actually try and innovate around those. The second part is around hackathons, things like this. This is all about innovation in one way or the other. The third part is about thought leadership. So in the AFF, you will see that many of the people who work here are some of the best brains, yeah, in terms of networking in the tech world, in terms of partnerships in the tech world, in terms of participating in several ways on what's driving technology within the Nigerian space really. And of course, we have several partners, which we're very, very proud of. And over the next 48 hours, we have you're going to be working on three themes. One is around the value chain on FMCG, where we have one of our partners, Unilever, yeah, that have sponsored it. The second one is around solving real problems in agriculture. Agriculture contributes 24% of the Nigerian economy. So there are huge issues that can be cracked there, as you know. And the third one is around data, and data is the pillar of what's driving a lot of what we're doing today. Before I leave, let me thank our partners. Without our partners, we can't actually get this done. Unilever, Apex, we have Dell here as well. We have Microsoft, Hitachi, IBM, Coca-Cola right outside and inside, MTN, Triumph, Airtel, the list goes on. 21st Century, several partners who made this possible today.
So here are the rules. So very important. It's got to be fresh, so we don't want people who are simply building on something they are not initiating here. There will be a session to review codes. The team size should be not more than 5, and you'll have 2 minutes to demonstrate the functionality of your project and talk through your idea, and 1 minute for Q&As with the judges. And of course, on Sunday, we'll find out the big winners. I know we have somebody from Flutter Waves here to talk about API. Is he here? Is he in the room? All right, great. Please, can we put our hands together for him? Please, if you don't mind introducing yourself and get right into it. Thanks.
Hi guys, my name is Timmy Additional. I'm the integration lead for our APIs at Flutterwave. Just a quick one. So Flutterwave has a goal. The goal is to connect Africa to the global economy and through one API, one product. This is our flagship product, Rave by Flutterwave. Rave by Flutterwave is an easy way to collect payments. Um, what we've built is a very easy to set up merchant dashboard and simple to use APIs to collect payments online and via other means. So I'll give you a real life use case. Today you built your solution and you have you have customers in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa. Does anyone here know how to receive payments and get their money from people in Kenya? If you know, can you help me? Okay.
I can receive payments in Kenya using via debit card payment.
Okay.
Debit card payment. You talk about FlutterWave.
Yes.
FlutterWave is just something like Stripe. Stripe is an online merchant which is used to collect payments. Like they give you an API, application programming interface, which you integrate into your phone. So this API, this dashboard they are giving you like a wallet. So any money they are deducting from your debit card will be saved inside your wallet. So from your wallet you can withdraw.
Great. So what you just said is the high level, right? You can withdraw, right? But today, how would you withdraw Kenyan shillings and get it into a bank account in Nigeria?
I think these people are helping this FlutterWave are making it easier by using there is a payment method, I've forgotten the name, but it's under FlutterWave company also.
Okay, so what essentially you've said a bit about what I'm trying to say. We don't want you to have to crack your head, go to Kenya, register as a person. In fact, to do business in Kenya, you have to have a citizenship and you have to have been living there for a long time. But we allow merchants across the world to accept payment from their customers no matter where they are and get their money without having to worry about it in that simple format, right? And we allow you to do that using one API. One API to collect payments on the web, one API to collect payments on your mobile devices for those customers, and one API to collect payments across different channels. So today, if you go to Kenya, people don't really use cards, right, to pay. I'm sure you guys have heard of M-Pesa. That's what people use to pay a lot, right? And this product, right, allows you to do that, right? Collect payments using M-Pesa in Kenya, collect payments using mobile money in Ghana, right? Collect payments using different payment methods across Africa and in the world. Let me just give you a brief overview for what you guys would see, right? Can you help me just log into the dashboard? If you scroll down a bit, we'll just show you that, look, when you come on the documentation, we give you a sense and a feel of how you want to collect payments. You want to collect payments for your solutions. Your solutions can be a web application that is hosted on a website. It could be an e-commerce application, right, where you're selling something, or it could be a mobile application, right? And we give you that straight direct view for how you want to collect payments. So this is just what you'll be working with over the course of this hackathon. This documentation has all the information about our APIs, how to use them, sample codes, right, in different languages, Java, whatever language.
Please welcome Christian from Access Bank. Christian, are you here?
Okay, so my name is Christian Anidozie. I'm a team lead with the application development team here in Access Bank. So today I'll be showing us 6 set of APIs that speaks to the theme of this year's hackathon. That is around, I think, Agric business. I think, yes, okay, identity management as well. Very first, yeah, okay. So that's that. So I'll be introducing us to Access Bank API management portal and how it works. The next slide, please.
Next slide.
Okay, so the 6 API sets that can actually assist any fintech to build an agribusiness and also grow the agribusiness. So the very first one we'll be looking at is the one that speaks to agency banking. With the set of APIs, you can collaborate with the bank and you can target the unbanked, identify your labor by creating an account number for them, and by so doing, you can even source your labor from there as well. So the other set of API is investment and loan API set. So with that, you can raise funds, you can raise capital from, especially from salary earners. You can refer them to the credit line that they don't even know exists. You can build a credit line feature into your app that can assist you to raise capital for your business. So the one that we have, please can you go back please? The one that we have at the moment is what we call payday loan. With that, you can check the eligibility of your potential listed investors and see if they can assist you raise funds for your business. The next one, please. Then under accounts APIs, account APIs can assist you to track your inflow. We have robust set of APIs that can assist you to check your balance, and the one in the middle there speaks to ability to even check funds as they come. You can actually check a particular fund as they come in online real time. You can also have access to your statement of account in different filters. You can check for the last few days, the last 1 month, however you want to do that. Then the other one is the one that speaks to international fund transfer APIs. That can assist you to purchase your machineries from your international suppliers. So with that, you can make payment into Access Bank subsidiaries or other countries as well. So inbuilt with the API, within the API is what we call FX, streamless FX system conversion, meaning that you can actually fund your transfer from your Naira account. The next one, please. Please hold. Direct debit API is another set of API that can assist when you have created your business and you have made it into the market and you want to facilitate sales of your products, your farm products. You can use our direct debit API to set up your online payment system. We have two models there, mandate initiation and the actual payment API set. The last one, if I'm not mistaken, is the domestic fund transfer API set. So what that one does is that it can assist you to process your funds disbursement. You can integrate that into your ERP to do an automated disbursement into probably your the people that you created account initially. You can disburse funds into the account directly. Then we have the one that assists you to do domestic. Both of them are domestic anyway. Access Bank to Access Bank and the Access Bank to other banks in the country. The other one, please. Okay. So how do you get on board? 3 easy steps how you can get on board our API, our API developer portal. The first is that you need to go to visit the link. I don't know whether it's visible there. This is the sandbox we created for the hackathon. And we have also created a generic login ID that you can use to log in. The username is Hackathon 2018 at accessbankplc.com. And the password is there as well. So the 4 major models that we have are also on the front screen. By the time you log in with the with the username and password, the next screen, please. You can see our set of APIs. This guy hasn't logged in. If you log in properly, you'll see the 6 API products that I just described earlier on, starting with the agency banking set, accounts, and the other 4 of them.
My name is Samson. I work with Intel. So I look after Intel's commercial strategy for English-speaking West Africa. So part of what I do is work with ecosystem partners as well as the developer community. So work very closely with the developer community to come up with solutions that help to drive digital transformation, which is something Intel is very passionate about. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here, because I know this room is filled with young minds, creative minds, intent on developing innovative solutions that solves real-life problems. And at the end of the day, this is able to solve some of the key challenges that face today's business. We are in a digital economy, and so for us to stay competitive as a nation, as a people, we need to keep innovating. And as we innovate, we're able to solve some of the biggest problems that face organizations, which we see displayed on the screen. So Intel used to be seen as a company that powers solutions or technology. We used to be at the back, in the past, we used to be at the background. So hence the motto Intel Inside. But in recent times, Intel has evolved as an organization, and Intel is now at the forefront, playing a lead role in driving and accelerating digital transformation. Now, let's move to the next slide, please. So these are three of the biggest challenges that faces today's business, or any organization in today's world. Security, agility, being able to move quickly, agility to the market, as well as being able to drive a successful IT infrastructure based on the cloud, whether it's on-premise or a hybrid cloud infrastructure system. Now, we at Intel are intent on seeing where we can help organizations and our customers, our friends, partners, to transit from the traditional IT infrastructure system, which is you're working with your clients, your Dell PCs or your Dell servers on-premise, and transit into a hybrid cloud environment or software-defined infrastructure, because an infrastructure that's defined by software can easily be scaled. You can easily add workloads without affecting efficiency. So it's cheaper TCO at the end of the day. The total cost of ownership is brought lower. So our aim, therefore, is to help organizations meet these three key challenges. Ensure that they have top-of-the-line security, ensure that they are quick to market, and ensure that they're able to achieve or move into a hybrid cloud environment. Next slide, please. So this is my last slide that I have. On the slide, you can see a link that shows where you can get information on Intel's full cloud solution suite. You have additional resources that can guide you in terms of whatever solutions you want to develop across agriculture or FMCG. Intel even has solutions across retail and Internet of Things, so smart retail, smart display, as well as in smart building, smart technology as a whole. So you can read up all of this on our website. Intel is more than happy to continue to drive these solutions with our OEM partners like Dell. So from the clients to the server space, we are no longer inside, we're now at the forefront in driving digital transformation. So thank you for your time.
My name is Chidi Fedia. I work with IBM here in Lagos, but responsible for Central and West Africa region. I work as a solution architect with IBM. What is the IBM Cloud? It's essentially a computing platform as a service, so it offers you infrastructure and platform capabilities. But I think the key thing is the variety of services and APIs that are available to you on the IBM Cloud that allow you to create, very compelling solutions across a number of, topics of interest. So whether it's big data, analytics, things around the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and a host of other things. So some of you may be aware, IBM recently acquired the weather company, I think about 2 years ago. And one of the reasons behind that was, to be able to harness the data associated with weather. Yeah, some of you may not be aware, but the weather drives a lot of things around the world, right? So even in terms of decisions that you make as an individual are sometimes driven by the weather.
Now the single biggest instance of people making transactions digitally is in Kenya and Tanzania, globally. 80% of cash transactions, cash-type transactions, happening digitally in Kenya and Tanzania, which shows the rest of the world how it could work. And so what I'm looking to do is where's the most energy in Africa? And specifically, absolutely here in Lagos. So what I've done is connect with our global IT people, our global finance lead, and say we need to have an opportunity for what I was calling earlier licensed piracy. I want to harness that dynamism that I see having worked with the Nigerian business for 15 years. There is something special here. And there are specific problems and therefore a completely different mindset around how you create those solutions. And I want to harness that. I want to harness it for our Nigerian business, which is a beautiful business. I want to harness it for our African businesses and spread that across Africa. But the big, beautiful win is when we start exporting, when we start showing that there are amazing solutions which can handle the very challenging environments here and therefore can breeze through what happens in the rest of the world. So that's why we're here. That's why I'm looking at you. That's why I'm looking for you to really use this as an opportunity to produce something by Sunday afternoon, which can be absolutely ambassadorial in taking Nigerian fintech capability out to the rest of the world. I've been coming to Lagos, I said, for nearly 15 years. The city has changed for me beyond recognition. It's much sharper now. You can see the city functioning better. But one of the things that hasn't changed is that kilometre upon kilometre stream of trucks outside the port. And we have a business where we're working very hard on sourcing within Nigeria, rapid change happening there, in the agricultural sector in particular, but we still have to import a lot of materials. All the movement of materials through the port is done with paper. Our people are handling it with paper. So a container comes in on a ship, the container needs to be traced, needs to have the documentation with it, that documentation needs to be correct and we need to be able to establish it's correct, it needs to be cleared by customs. We incur demurrage. Do you know what demurrage is? Yeah. So as soon as the containers unload, the clock starts ticking, you start paying. So we have one of the world-leading inefficient port, if you don't mind me saying it, which creates massive on-cost of business. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars just from containers sitting and not moving quickly enough. Off the dock, is the documentation right? How long is it staying on the dock? Do we know it's on the dock? Do we think it's on a truck? Have we got the right truck available for the container to go onto? Is it cleared by customs? Does the truck arrive, container on the truck, out, and then driving very slowly on the road to Agbara to finally deliver it into our factory? At the moment, all of that is done by paper. So I think you know where we're going.
The Westman once said that if you focus on incremental technology improvement, you're going to be out of business. So you need something radical for you to be competitive in your operations. That's why we're here. We see this as an opportunity for us to solve some problems that are required to achieve a mandate in Nigeria. And that is not far-fetched, which is finance small to Europe partners. In Nigeria, there are a lot of gaps in the value chain, and we're playing to fix the gaps across the value chain. That's why we're here, to get that solution that will revolutionize the industry.
So how radical is radical for Agric, seeing that you deal with commodities and exchange primarily, and until now, you are not known to have a specific application looking to bridge the gap between technology and solving real-life solutions. Earlier during your presentation, you made reference to trying to solve agri problems or problems that we have with chain with an application of technology. How is that supposed to work?
Well, when you're playing in the industry and you've not been seeing results consistently for years, then you need to change your approach. FX is not the first commodities exchange in Nigeria, but we're here to make a difference, and our approach needs to speak as such. Radical means total turnover, total change. We need that technology that will drive access to individual farmers wherever they are, wherever they are, and connect them to people that can seamlessly invest in the value chain at whatever cost. And to do that, you need to be able to build a credit history. Credit history is what speaks to the quality of financing smallholder farmers can get and the quality of financing they can get. That's one of the problem statements we are proposing at this AFF event. Come up with a solution, an application that will track credit history of smallholder farmers and lead them to be financially eligible in the market.
I know some people came in teams and some people do not have teams. So if you have your team, it's fine. There are 3 focus areas. So you need to choose your team, give your team a name, and choose a focus area. People that do not have teams should let us know so we can group people together. Now, we'll quickly need to review focus area because we need to make sure that everybody is not concentrating on one focus area. So we need your team name, and the focus area. I'll get someone to quickly collect that. Guys that don't have teams should come outside. I'll hand you over to someone that will sort it out.
And I know many of you can Google design thinking and you already are knowledgeable about this subject. But at the heart of design is this whole subject about customers and a lot more around personas. How many of us we've heard about the term personas? Personas. In other words, we are moving away from just talking about customers as a segment. So you can talk about millennials, affluent customers, HNI. We're moving more to understanding customers and their preferences.
Right. To show. We should strive to show our ideas. We should visualize our ideas. We shouldn't speak to our ideas. Because by visualizing your ideas, you're able to get buy-in from stakeholders. Because as they say, a picture is 1,000 words. Okay? So we should be able to visualize our ideas. We should be able to focus on human values. Okay, we've touched on that. You should put the user at the heart of your solution. You should experience the world from the user's perspective. You should be able to embrace experimentation. Get your prototype early in the process. Get feedback from your target users. So one of the key things is that we should be able to identify who our target users are and get them to test our prototype and refine this prototype based on their feedback. So this is very important. Bias towards action. Typically, traditionally, we overthink because we assume what the user's needs are. We then overthink the solution into those needs. But because design thinking is propagating an approach of putting the user first, we are able to build the prototypes and get the users to experience these prototypes as quickly as possible in our design process and iterate.
So if you are UI UX, let me just see your hand up. UI UX. Can you come to one side? UI UX. Design, and you all come to one side.
Very excited having discovered the Agric FinTech Foundry. And one of the beliefs we have very strongly is that as a business that deals with everyday products going to people all over Africa, into their homes, we need to be connected with Africa in a very relevant way. Of course, we have global technology coming out of Hackathon, coming out of all kinds of places. We were very inspired by M-Pesa, for example, and how specifically African solutions can really make a fundamental difference in USR issues. So what we've done is hunt it down locally, look for the interesting people doing these things locally, and then go to our global team and say we want licensed to be pirates. So what we're doing today is a bit of corporate licensed piracy, of looking for how can we get some really powerful, fast, local, Niger-relevant solutions to issues which are very specifically Nigerian. And then see how do we take that and how can we make that work across the rest of Africa. The really big one which we'd love to get to is how do we create things in Nigeria, how do we create things here in Lagos, and then reach out to the rest of the illegal world. Because of creativity, dynamism, and that we have such great problems that if we can solve these, we can solve everything.
And I think for me, who better sort to do that than the millennials who are tech-savvy, who are quite passionate about the role of technology to make our world a better place, and really, I think it's a huge opportunity for you to really like onto the solutions. And I also love the fact that it is something that is being driven by Africans who I mean, best understand our consumers because they are the consumers themselves.
All team formed. So can I have the team name, problem statement, team name, team members, problem statement.
Hi, I'm very grateful to AFF and Access Bank for bringing together this event. I mean, it's basically going to put a push to my personal creative thinking ability, as well as every other person here, developer or non-developer. Basically, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be creating innovative solutions for the fintech, for the fintech industry, and I think it's a really good thing because beyond here, we are encouraged to build solutions that would African solutions that would solve African problems and probably in turn also solve global problems. And this is what we need in Africa, what we need in Nigeria, taking Nigerian solutions, African solutions from Africa to the world. So I'm really looking forward to awesome time here. Thanks to all the partners, Access, Intel, Microsoft, Terragon, Dell, KPMG, Unilever. Thanks to all of them for putting this together.
Everybody, my name is Leke. I'm the Business Solution Architect for African Fintech Foundry. Today we started the hackathon for the year, and today we're working with 3 teams. One of the first focus area is FMCG, looking at the problem within the fast-moving consumer good products. We're also looking at solving a problem around data. So one of our partners, Access Bank, giving us data for us to look at identity management and data hacking for Internet of Things. And the last one is looking at Agric tech. We're looking at data within the Agric sector, working with FX, which is a commodity exchange platform. At the beginning of this day, it was a very rainy day. We started a little bit late because it was so wet around there. Today we have almost 120 people attending the hackathon. We've created a team of 5 people, 4 people in teams, and we have over 20 teams formed already. All going to be doing some heavy lifting of codes, analyzing code for the rest of the night, and understanding APIs are available. So the team today have had a lot of engagement with the team that is sponsoring this event. We've had a lot of engagement with Access Bank, with FX, with KPMG presenting some of their thoughts on design thinking. We've had conversation with Dell, with IBM. We also have meetings, conversation with the different stakeholders like Unilever and FX, providing insight into the data available for the hack. So basically what we're doing now is the guys have formed their teams. They're settling down to begin to understand the problem statement. They're asking a lot of questions from the different data owners from Unilever, from FX, and from Access Bank. So the next couple of hours, you see a lot of people brainstorming around the problem and finding out how they could create solutions around it. It's going to be an interesting evening. I doubt anybody can sleep tonight because the time is it's fast spent and there's a lot of things to get done. 3 million is at stake for the best, 1.5 for the second, for the first runner-up, and $1 million for the third runner-up, and a lot of tons of gifts, courtesy of our partners. We have free Wi-Fi today, courtesy of Intel, courtesy of Airtel. We have a lot of food to eat, courtesy of our partner like Unilever and the rest of them. And our major grand partner and sponsor being Access Bank, who made all this available by providing us the facility and the people to drive this.